Have you ever wondered what it means when a red strip of cloth appears near your tent, even though you didn't put it there? Or why a fire tower might be one of the worst places to sleep even when you're 30 feet above the ground? Make sure to like, subscribe, share this with your friends, and let me know where you're listening from. Now let's get into it. My name is James. I was 26 when I realized I needed a break from everything and everyone. Not a breakdown, not a midlife crisis, just a hard reset, a mental mute button. So I decided to hike a portion of the Appalachian Trail alone. Not the entire thing, just a manageable loop, about a week long. It started near a small town called Elk Ridge in North Carolina, just outside Hot Springs, then curved back down toward a place called Blinny's Hollow. It sounded remote enough to avoid people, but close enough that I could bail if things got strange. I didn't make a big announcement. I told my boss I was taking time off, sent my sister a vague message saying I'd be off the grid for a while. That was it. No social media posts, no GPS tracking links, no emotional goodbyes. The last thing I wanted was someone checking in every other day asking if I'd found myself. I wasn't out there to heal. I was just exhausted. The kind of tired you get from fluorescent lights and constant noise. I wanted to hear my own thoughts again. Or better yet, none at all. The first 3 days were exactly what I'd hoped for. Long, quiet stretches of trail wrapped in thick green forest. When you're that deep in the woods, you start noticing strange little details. How many shades of moss there really are. How tree bark feels when you lean your whole body against it. Everything feels sharper, more real. By the end of each day, my legs ached in that good way, the kind of pain that tells you you've actually done something worthwhile. I ate terrible freeze-dried meals, slept under a tarp, filtered water from streams. I saw deer once, and even spotted a bear far off on a distant ridge. It never looked my way, and I didn't push my luck. I was careful, maybe overly careful. I hung my bear bag every night, watched my fire safety, checked maps constantly, marked emergency exits. I had backup plans for my backup plans. That structure made me feel safe, like I was in control. Night 4 is when everything changed. I set up camp in a hollow north of Devil's Thread Gap, about 10 miles past the halfway point of my loop. There was a dried creek bed nearby, surrounded by a clearing with enough rocks to block the wind. I remember thinking it was the perfect spot. I boiled water, ripped open a pouch of powdered lasagna, still disgusting, and sat on a half-rotted log scrolling through a book on my phone. That's when I smelled it. It hit all at once, sharp, chemical, like blood mixed with battery acid, with something rotten underneath. Not just bad, wrong. You know that feeling when your instincts react before your brain catches up? That's what this was. I figured maybe an animal had died nearby. I stood up and searched the area. I checked underbrush, climbed partway up the slope, scanned the tree line. Nothing. No carcass, no tracks, no disturbed leaves, no insects, just stillness. Too still. I didn't waste time after that. I finished my food, double-checked my bear hang, and zipped myself into the tent before the sun fully set. Sometime after midnight, I heard footsteps, slow, careful, one step at a time through dry leaves and twigs. Not frantic, not animal-like. I've heard raccoons, foxes, deer moving through the woods. This wasn't that. This sounded deliberate. I sat up inside my sleeping bag, completely frozen. I wasn't breathing, just listening. The steps circled the tent once, just once. A perfect loop. Then they stopped directly behind my head. No rustling, no flashlight, no voice, just silence. I didn't unzip the tent. I didn't even shift my weight. I had a knife under my sleeping bag. My fingers were wrapped around the handle so tightly my hand went numb. I waited like that until the sky began to lighten and birds finally started calling again. When morning came, I checked the ground behind my tent. There were footprints. They weren't mine. The soles were nearly smooth, like old leather shoes. The toes pointed slightly inward, like whoever made them walked with their feet turned in. That detail bothered me more than it should have. I packed fast, didn't eat, didn't stretch. I just started walking. I skipped planned sights, ignored breaks, only stopped long enough to drink water before moving again. and the smell followed me. It came and went in waves, sometimes faint, sometimes strong, like rust and decay mixed with something sweet, almost syrupy, like spoiled fruit. Nothing dead should follow you for 10 miles. That night I camped high on a ridge where the trees were sparse and visibility stretched in every direction. I thought being able to see everything might make me feel safer. It didn't. I didn't make a fire. I didn't cook. I crawled into the tent with the knife still in my hand. Around 2 in the morning I woke up again. Slow breathing. Human breathing. Steady. Coming from just beyond the tree line. Not moving, just watching. Then the footsteps started. Crunch, crunch. No circling this time. They came straight toward the tent. I saw the silhouette in the moonlight, tall, thin, holding something long like a staff or pole. It stopped beside the tent and tapped it once, just one tap, then it turned and walked away. The smell clung to the tent long after it was gone. I didn't sleep again. When daylight came, I packed in under 10 minutes and followed a maintenance road I'd marked on my map that led toward the highway. Late that afternoon, barely able to feel my legs, I stumbled across an old hunting shack. 3 walls, half a roof, rotting wood. I ducked inside to catch my breath. That's when I saw the carvings. Dozens of names scratched into the wood above the doorway. Some initials, some full names. Every single one had a date. Some were decades old, some recent. The most recent was from 3 days earlier. Beneath it was a blank space. Not subtle, just empty, like it was waiting. I stayed in that shack all night, didn't sleep, just listened. Nothing came. At first light, I walked until I found a ranger truck. I told him I'd seen a bear and gotten turned around trying to avoid it. He didn't question it. When I got home, I sold everything. My boots, my pack, my maps, even my water filter. I haven't gone hiking since. If you have encountered such events, do tell us in comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe us for our next episode on Appalachian Mountains. New episodes uploaded weekly.